traders, in this video I'm going to be covering why I see a dollar crash and why I believe it's already started to happen right now. I'm also going to be covering the gold mining stocks. Getting very excited about that. Also going to talk to you about SLV, where I see that going on the short term. And then also going to be talking about the stock market and why I see a potential pullback coming soon. Not a crash, but potential pullback. And what do we expect after that? So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, if you haven't done so yet, then go to johnsflashsale.com for $7. You can get all these videos here and strategies. Top deadly mistakes, 10K per month plan, charting boundaries, PT method, the powerful reverse method, 2 amazing trading systems, and so much more out of this. Go to johnsflashsale.com right now for $7 flash sale. Now let's actually move on to the info that I promised you today. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is indeed the US dollar here. Okay, so the US dollar here, if we have a look at on a technical basis here, we can see how that if we go to our weekly chart here, we can see how that the US dollar actually had a low through here. All right, so let's actually do this here. All right, so we had this low point through here, low point through here. We had a higher low through here. Then the market found support, came down. We created a lower high, and then we've broken down to this point through here. So what does that mean? We've actually gone from an uptrend on the US dollar to a downtrend. Now let me see if I can bring this up. I'll bring it up a bit more clearer chart so you can see. You can see how we've gone. Look, this has been the point through us. So we've had low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher, higher high, higher low, and then what is this? This is now a lower high. Notice how it couldn't get to that point up there, and then it rolled down, creating a what? A lower low. So notice how we've actually gone from a bull trend, a higher low all the way up, to now a lower high breaking past previous lows. Makes sense? And now you can see the market actually starting to rise up a little bit where we are right now. So by looking at this here on the weekly chart, okay, by looking at this on the weekly chart and by looking at this of what's going on right now, we can definitely see that this is also forming at a bit of support. So if we go back to our daily chart, you can see how this market has actually had a lot of support through here, broken down, and now we're getting a bit of a rally here. So even if we do continue to get a bit more of a rally up into these levels through here, we're probably likely to find a bit of resistance, and we're probably likely to start to knock it down and continue down from there. So I see a lot more downside to come with the US dollar, and on a more of a fundamental basis, and more of a big picture basis, the US government is continuing to print more money. They're going to keep dropping interest rates. They're going to keep printing more money, and there's going to be a time where they're going to default on their payments, right? They're not going to pay the money back. And so that's going to cause the US dollar to absolutely just go through the floor, which is also going to cause gold to actually go through the roof. So the thing that you want to be watching out for is that why I do see a dollar crash coming, and why I see that absolutely it's likely to have a big massive, and this is going to be the death of the dollar. And then suddenly something else is going to come over. Maybe it's China. Or maybe it's a one world currency that has been spoken about for quite some time now. And even back in 1988, if you guys have seen that, there was a magazine there, and it said like it's a 2019 or 2018, I think it was, the death of the dollar. And then it talks about the rise of the world currency. So right now the US dollar is the world currency, but the amount of money they continue to print through, they won't be able to pay it back, and so we're gonna be shifting away from the US dollar, and I believe we're gonna be now created. So it's gonna be a central world currency, and that's gonna be really interesting to see how all that plays out and how all that works within the countries and so on and so forth. So let me know what you think in the chat box below and what you think there. But I do see that this is likely to be the death of the dollar. I don't think it's going to completely go away, but I do believe this decade to come is going to be a transformation away from the fiat money system into probably a digital sort of currency. And then we're seeing that already starting to happen with the cryptos and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. And that's what you want to do. No matter what's happening with the markets, guys, it's so important to have a very successful trading system and to trade that, regardless of whether the dollar goes down or dollar goes up. It's so important. If you'd like to learn my #1 trading system and how I trade the market that gets a 90% success rate, then go to johnslivetraining.com. That's johnslivetraining.com, and you'll be able to join a web class that I'm running today. And you'll be able to see all the details to that. That's johnslivetraining.com. Now, I want to walk you through the gold stocks because this is something really exciting here that I'm seeing on the gold stocks and what's happening here right now. We can actually see, if I go to a weekly chart here, we can see what's happening here, right? Look at all this here. Gold stocks have absolutely done nothing since 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and we're still there right now. We've had a little rise up. This is a weekly chart we're looking at here on the GDX. Had a little rise up. Not really much going on, but I definitely do see this is probably like to be a one big massive basing pattern on the gold stocks. And I definitely do see this thing is likely to rise and keep on rising up to at least get the 40 level. But I see this thing continue just making big moves in the markets there. If I go to the GDXJ, especially the GDXJ, I think the GDXJ junior minor stocks are going to absolutely boom out of these here, and things are just going to absolutely just go crazy, especially on the GDXJ, as I was saying there. So really excited about the next move to come. As I said before, this has done pretty much nothing here. So this is more the calm before the storm, and it's been a very long calm. Especially this ever since this 2017 period. Look at how slow we've been here. So let's get ready, guys, because this is going to be an enormous bull run in this market here. And I'm really excited about what's happening right now and what's likely to happen moving forward. Because once we do start the break, guys, it is going to be pretty exciting. Now let's go back over to the daily chart. Let's bring up the SLV price here for a minute. The SLV, I'm actually liking the SLV price. We can see here pretty much has been basing out. So once we start to see a bit of a break above this level through here, I see a pretty nice rise about pretty much up to this resistance level here. I have high prices and stuff for that as well too, but the SLV price to me does look like that if we do start to see a break up, then we're likely to see a very nice sharp and quick pullback, quick run up towards this level through here, and then obviously a lot more from there. So that's actually really interesting to see what's going on there, guys, and what's happening with the SLV price. Because on that weekly chart too, guys, you can see how we've got this resistance level here, and then we have a resistance level up about that $20 level there. That's what I'm looking at there for the SLV price, guys. Short term, I think we're getting ready to have another move up, just like the actual silver and gold stocks as well too. So very exciting level through there, guys, and that's what I'm seeing through there. And just a quick little update on the on the markets there, on the Dow Jones. We can definitely see that the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, if I take this off the screen, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq have all been a massive move to the upside. And so don't be surprised, all right? Don't be surprised when suddenly something comes out of the woodworks and smacks this down on a big correction, and we start to see the metals start to take off pretty big, okay? Because it will happen, right? We've gone through probably the sharpest move up definitely in the last 2 years. If I go to the weekly chart, like we haven't had a move like this in ever, right? In the last 10 years, we've seen a move up, but nothing like what we're seeing through here right now. Look how vertical this move is. So get ready for a sharp pullback because it's going to happen. And so I believe a little bit more upside on the Dow Jones. Let's bring up these levels through here. A little bit more upside to around that 2050, I believe. And then we're probably likely to see a very sharp pullback. So get ready for that because we're going to see a sharp pullback. We're going to see that continuation on the downside. And it's likely that. So what I see happening, guys, on a short-term basis, anyway, is that the stock market's likely to go up, then we're likely to peak out, and then we're likely to start to see the overall stock market to have a pullback. That in turn is going to help the metals have a big bull run as well too. But on that, what I think about it anyway, this is just on what I think, is that after we see the correction, we're probably likely then to continue up from there. As you can see, right, we definitely get these pullbacks happening in the markets, so they're likely to happen. Same with the S&P 500. We're likely to see a very nice pullback here, and it's coming real soon. So get ready for it. I'm getting excited, and you should be excited as well.